Sri Sachidananda Sadguru Sainath Maharaj Ki Jai. Sri Sai Satcharitra, an Insight, Episode 142. My humble prostrations at the lotus feet of our Sadguru Sai. By the divine grace of Sai, an attempt has been made to translate the gist of the divine discourse of Sri Ramanathan Brother telecasted in Sai TV. This is purely done to share the glory of Sai and his divine teachings with more insight to the aspirants. Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Gurur Sakshat Parabrahmam Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Dear devotees, in the previous episode, we listened to the inconsolable state of sorrow of Harichandra Pitale and his wife on seeing the suffering of their son Dwarakanath, who had a severe attack of epilepsy. They came to Shiradi to find peace and comfort as they were mourning on the death of their eldest son. But now this untoward thing happened while they were seated on the lap of Dwarakamayi and in the presence of Sri Sai Maharaj. The mother bursted out in tears and began to pour down her emotions thus. Our troubles to come to Shiradi has become vain. Coming here has been like running into a house to escape from the pursuit of thieves, only to have the house collapse over our heads. That lady said, I felt while we came to get some relief from our mental agony, but here the boy has been pushed to deathbed, which was devastating. She added, our condition is like that of a cow running away from a tiger to save her life only to run into the hands of a butcher. Also, she said, a traveler who is tormented by the heat of the sun when takes refuge under a tree and the tree gets uprooted and falls upon him. Or the situation of ours is compared to the one who has faith in God and goes to the temple, which itself collapses on one's body. Similar is the case. They felt the God to whom they have come traveling so far with the hope that He would take care of all their troubles and pains. In His presence, another mishap is going to take place. Their son was lying in a hopeless condition on the ground for a long duration. Froth continued from the mouth. There was no breath and absolutely no movement in the body as well. Sri Sai Baba spoke to her these assuring words. Mother, nothing has happened to the child. Don't lose hope. Have faith and patience. Be courageous. Please listen to me attentively. He will remain in this condition for another half an hour and then will regain conscious. Hence, you take him to the Vada carefully. Saying so, Sri Sainath Maharaj smeared some udi on the forehead of the boy and blessed him and said, do not be unnecessarily agitated. As directed by Sri Sai Baba, the couple carried him slowly with a heavy heart and made him lay on the Vada. As professed by Sri Sai Baba, in 30 minutes the boy regained consciousness and opened his eyes as though he woke up from a deep sleep. Though the attack of epilepsy that the boy had now was severe and for a long duration, he didn't seem to have any discomforts in the body. This became his last attack of epilepsy. Though the parents never raised their concern about their son's health, the merciful Sri Sai, by mere sight, penetrated the boy's body, released the illness from him and treated the disease of Dwarakanath Pitale. The boy got relief from this disease forever, which was feasible only by the divine grace of Sri Sai Baba. Out of loving compassion, Sri Sainath Maharaj healed Harichandra Pitale's son. This exhibits the infinite mercy that Sri Sai has upon his loving children. Listeners, isn't this an astounding miracle? As soon as the boy Dwarakanath gained consciousness, the parents felt extremely happy and their heart was overflowing with devotion and gratitude towards Sri Sainath Maharaj. They came running towards Dwarakamai, prostrated at the holy feet of Sri Sai Baba. Their heart was melting with love for Sri Sai. They didn't have the mind to leave the place. They found refuge at the lotus feet of Sri Sai. The parents tried all kinds of remedies, but nothing relieved the boy from this sickness. It has been a nightmare watching him suffer the attack of epilepsy. Moreover, this also creates a kind of embarrassment in the society. They could not participate in any family event as they feared if the boy would get an attack and might make them humiliated in the presence of others as the relatives would pass remarks on them. They were desperately looking for a remedy to cure their son. Though they heard that Sri Sai Maharaj would heal all the incurable diseases, they didn't submit this request to him as they were already loaded with sorrow and mourning upon the loss of their son. But the all-merciful and the most compassionate Sri Sai Baba took care of it on his own and blessed the boy with good health. Hence, the Harichandra Pitale's family wished to remain at the feet of the divine incarnation Sri Sai Baba and to serve him. Devotees, please listen to the beautiful narration by Hemat Panji in expressing the emotions of Mrs. Harichandra Pitale that was filled with gratitude towards Sri Sai Baba. There is a pillar close to the seat of Sri Sainath near the Duni. This lady stood holding the pillar tightly, tilting her face on it and fixed her gaze at the holy feet of Sri Sai Baba with no intention to take it away, and tears flowed on her cheeks profusely as that of water flowing from the stream. This emotion of gratitude is an effect of a realization that Sri Sai Baba is none other than the Supreme God. This was the case with the mother. And if you want to know about Harichandra Pitale, he never wanted to leave Dwarakamai. His eyes were stuck to the divine form of Sri Sainath Maharaj. They bought lots of sweetmeats and distributed them in the name of Sri Sai to all the devotees and expressed their earnest thanks to Sri Sai Baba. Now, it was time for the couple to leave to their hometown as Harichandra Pitale must resume to his work. Without the consent of Sri Sai, none can or should leave Shiradi, and Harichandra Pitale was aware of it. So, with a heavy heart, he went to Sri Sai Baba and sought his permission for them to leave. Omniscient Sri Sai knew the heart of his devotee, so in a loving tone called him thus, "Bapu, keep these 3 rupees. I have already given you 2 rupees. Place it in your puja altar and perform puja, as this will grant you all prosperity." Pitale received the same as the consecrated gift from Shirdi Sai Baba. But he began to ponder in his mind thus, Sri Sai is saying that he had already given me 2 rupees. But when did he give? It is impossible, as this is my first darshan of Sri Sai and my primary visit to Shirdi. Though this doubt was pestering his mind, he couldn't clarify it with Sri Sai Baba. Thus, they took leave from Sri Sainath Maharaj and reached Mumbai. Devotees, this boy Dwarakanath was not only relieved completely from epilepsy, but by the grace of Sri Sai, he grew up into an adult, got married, and had 2 sons. Dwarakanath Pitale also had another sibling by named Chandrakant Pitale. Both brothers carried out the family business. There was a leading case pertaining to the income tax department, which was based by the law on ancestral property. The case demanded a judgment on the topic that if the ancestral property is divided among the family heads, should the income from the property be taxed individually or single? This case has connection with these brothers because they both owned their ancestral property that would yield an income of rupees 25,000 per year was passed on to them by their grandfather, to the father, and later to these siblings. They filed a case in the court seeking justice on the income tax levied on them, and this has been registered as one of the case study in the income tax books. Both the brothers stayed united and led a prosperous life as the family had the grace of Sri Sai Maharaj. Harichandra Pitale lived in a joint family. As soon as he reached home, he began to narrate all the incidences that happened in Shirdi to his mother with complete excitement. He started off with their first sight at Sri Sai Baba in Dwarkamai, then how miraculously his son's epilepsy was cured by Sri Sai Maharaj, and finally the coins given by Sri Sai Baba with instructions. Now, with amazement, he said, "There is one thing I couldn't comprehend, Mother. As you know, this is my first visit to Shirdi. But while taking leave, Sri Sai Baba gave me 3 rupees and said that he had already given me rupees 2. I am unable to grasp this pronouncement of Sri Sai. As such, it is impossible, this being my first visit to Shirdi. Also, I didn't gain courage to ask Sri Sai Baba for explanation. Besides, I know he has no reason to lie to me." The mother of Pitale thought for a while, and in a flash of a second, she remembered and told Pitale, "Oh son, just like how you took your boy to Shirdi now, similarly, many years back, when you were a small boy, your father took you to Akkalkot for Sri Akkalkot Maharaj's darshan. He was reverently called as Sri Swami Samartha. This great Siddha Purusha accepted your father's worship and as a prasad gave a coin of rupees 2 to him and advised him to perform puja to those coins. Your father was a great devotee and a very pious man. So he placed them in the puja altar and performed puja to the 2 rupee coins regularly with faith and devotion. This he continued until his death. But after his demise, we didn't keep up with the tradition, and so the coins got lost. Many years passed thus, and the memory of the coins also faded away. Now, omniscient Sri Sai Baba has blessed you with these coins to not only bless you but also to remind you about the lost coins. Hence, he might have told you that he had already given rupees 2. He is undoubtedly Sai Samartha. This miracle substantiates that Sri Sai Baba and Swami Samartha are one and the same. Please realize this, said Harichandra Pitale's mother. Harichandra Pitale was awestruck at the way this puzzle got unfolded. he marveled at the divine play of Sri Sai Baba. The blessing given by Sri Sai Baba in the previous incarnation as Swami Samartha to his father is now continued to him in the present incarnation as Shirdi Sai Baba. Swami Sripada Sri Vallabha is the first incarnation under the lineage of Lord Dattatreya. His reincarnation is known as Narasimha Saraswati. Swami Samartha is regarded as the third incarnation of Lord Dattatreya. The worshippers of Lord Dattatreya in Maharashtra are known as Datta Sampradaya. Swami Samartha also declared that he will reincarnate as Shirdi Sai Baba as he is a form of Lord Dattatreya himself. Unless Sri Sainath Maharaj be the Supreme God, how can a blessing be continued to their family incarnation after incarnation, thought Harichandra Pitale and remained in horripilation? There is another evidence to the above fact. Prior to the Mahasamadhi of Swami Samartha, around the year 1878, when Keshav Nayak, a staunch devotee of Swami, received a telegram that the end of Akkalkot Maharaj was near, immediately he rushed along with the son to Akkalkot and asked what they were to do after Swami Maharaj leaves this body. They cannot think of a life without his presence and at whose feet they had to take refuge. Swami Maharaj hurled his leather sandals at Nayaks for being worshipped and said, Keshav, do not worry. I am going to reincarnate at Ahmednagar in Shirdi. You go there and hold to his feet. He will be known as Sri Sai Baba. Serve him with heart and soul. You will be free from all miseries and enjoy a blissful life. These pronouncements were given by Swami Samarth. Now, devotees might wonder if there are any evidences to prove this statement. Similarly, Sri Sai Baba has already declared that he and Swami Samarth are one and the same. Please listen attentively to this Leela, which stands as a testimony to the assertions of these two incarnations. After the Mahasamadhi of Swami Akkalkot Maharaj, Keshav Nayak and his son Ramachandra Nayak, accompanied by two other Brahmins, came to Shirdi for Sri Sai Baba's darshan. They came to Dwarakamai and stood in the darshan line. Sri Sai Baba did not have any conversation with the other two Brahmins, but looking at Keshav Nayak and Ramachandra Nayak said, You both can come anytime to have my darshan. This statement is very subtle and reflects the thought that you both belong to me and were my devotees in my incarnation as Swami Samarth. And I give the same privilege to you even now, hence you can visit me anytime. Few might not get convinced with the above professment and will need more evidences to justify that both the incarnations are one and the same. Those of you, please listen. Sri Sai Baba grabbed a few leaves from a branch of the neem tree and distributed it to all the four and asked them to say how it tasted. Immediately, the two Brahmins ate the leaves and couldn't tolerate the bitter taste of the neem leaves, whereas when Keshav Nayak and Ramachandra Nayak ate their share of neem leaves with the thought that they are also going to experience a similar taste, but to the wonder of all, they tasted sweet. So they said, Baba, the leaves are sweet. Immediately Sri Sai Baba said, Yes, it will be, as you both are our people. A similar Leela has been transpired by Swami Akkalkot Maharaj as well. There is a beautiful simile to this, just like how from chaff the grains are separated, and as the shepherd picks his sheep from the herd of sheep. Among these four people, Sri Sai picked up his two devotees, which itself is a testimony to the fact that Swami Samartha, incarnated as Sri Sai Baba, identified his own children. Hence, Swami Samarth and Akalkot Maharaj and Shirdi Sai Baba are one and the same. There are many similar Leelas in this connection which we shall heed in the coming episodes. Bow to Sri Sai, peace be to all. Om Sai Ram.